Hi, welcome back to Jenny Jigsaw, and today I'm digging into the question, should you buy puzzles secondhand? I got this puzzle for $4, but was it really worth it? Now, I went to a neighborhood garage sale and I scored 3 puzzles from one house of an obvious puzzle lover. If you look at them all together, you're like, wow, I got a haul. But is it really going to be worth my time to go through the whole effort of putting together 500 to 1,000 piece puzzles? What if something's missing or damaged? Now, I've done this one already. If you haven't seen that video, please be sure to check it out. Up here, I won't spoil the surprise for you on how it went. The stakes are higher now. That one was a 500 piece. This one is a 1,000 piece, and more pieces generally equals it takes more time to do. If you're a jigsaw puzzler like me, you may know that there's a lot to consider when picking a puzzle. Yeah, I could get a great deal on it, but if I'm not having fun while I'm doing the puzzle, and if it's not rewarding at the end, then I should have picked something else. Maybe I should have sprung for a little bit more money on Amazon. So when I think, is a puzzle worth it? To me, is it fun while I'm doing it? Is the quality of the puzzle enjoyable enough that I'm not getting frustrated? And can I say, ta-da, and feel really accomplished at the end? Now, before we get any further, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. So please hit that subscribe button if you are a puzzling fan like me. All right, I'm waiting for it. And of course, be sure to like this video. Now, on to the challenge. This puzzle has a pretty chaotic image. It's from Springbok, which I love because their pieces are always funky shaped. Plus, it's like someone just took an entire grocery store department of candy and threw it on the table. I'm gonna kind of embrace the chaotic spirit here and try and do this puzzle without much of a sorting phase. Let's dive in piece by piece, time-lapse style, but definitely stick around to the end to see what I think of this puzzle. Would I have purchased it in retrospect if I saw it again at a garage sale for just $4? Is it worth the effort to get this one together? Let's find out. If you want to pick up this exact puzzle, you can have this one right here in my hand, plus a signature by buying it on my website, jennyjigsaw.com. Okay, wish me luck, Springbok. Here we go. Puzzle complete, mostly. Was it worth picking up this puzzle for $4, or would I have been better off just buying a new one on Amazon? And to me, the worth it question comes down to 3 factors. 1, how enjoyable was it to put together? 2, the quality of the puzzle, and 3, the ta-da moment at the end. Now, stick around if you want my overall worth it score. But first, let's talk about the strategy of getting it done. So one of the things I said at the outset of this puzzle was I was going to honor the chaoticness of the picture and not use my normal sorting trays. Sorting trays have a time and a place, but for candy, we're too fun for that here. So I honored that sentiment and spread all the puzzle pieces out, kind of doing a lot of this to try and find the edge pieces. Yeah, it wasn't quite successful. I got most of the edge pieces picked up, but I was still missing a ton. One of the things that threw me is in this puzzle, a straight line does not mean it is an edge piece. There were a bunch of puzzle pieces that looked straight, looked like they should be an edge piece, but I figured out if I could just run my finger over the bottom edge, I could detect a curve ever so slightly and rule out that it was an edge piece. Still, I was like 3/4 of the way in and still missing things around the border. Now, this had no fault of its own of being a used puzzle. This is just kind of part of the overall Springbox style. And it did give kind of a playful element to trying to solve this puzzle. It wasn't straightforward and boring. It was, is it? Is it not? I'm not sure. So I would add a point on this one to the quality of the experience. Even though it tripped me up, it wasn't like frustrating in a bad way. It just kind of enhanced the joy of the hunt. Another factor in puzzle experience is, of course, the picture. To me, when I select puzzles, I always try and find something colorful or cute, because those things just bring me joy as it sits here on my puzzle table. And this one was definitely colorful, but also had a fun part of nostalgia. You know, it brings me back to those post-Halloween trick-or-treating where you're just sitting there with a huge pile of candy spread out on the table. This made me smile. So all in all, for puzzling experience, 9 out of 10 for sure. Now, if we think about puzzle quality, I was pretty happy with this one too. One of the things I always hate when I'm doing puzzles are false fits. You know the feeling where two things go together, they look like they go together, they hang out together on your puzzle desk for an hour, and then you realize they don't actually go. They just looked like it. They just seemed to fit, but that wasn't the actual fit. I hate when this happens because then I end up second guessing every single puzzle piece. Not so with this puzzle. I had none. All the puzzle pieces are super duper unique shaped, so I didn't have any issues where I thought it might fit somewhere it didn't actually. So, point for puzzle quality. Now, puzzle quality, when you're dealing with a secondhand puzzle, also goes to the shape of the pieces. And I noticed pretty early on as I was sorting, I had this piece here that was pretty damaged, which was pretty disappointing. Not only is it a bummer to get a damaged puzzle piece, but it also makes it harder to figure out where it goes because it's all discolored on the front. I think it got stuck with some glue or some water or something. Ew. You're not going to get that with a new off-the-shelf puzzle. So buyer beware, secondhand, this could happen to you. So puzzle quality, I just got to dock it for that abused piece. So 8 out of 10. Now, last to mention is ta-da factor, or the wow factor, but basically how you feel when you finish it and you go get to brag to everybody else in your house or on the internet. So, ta-da! I finished this puzzle, isn't it awesome? Oh wait, I'm missing 3 pieces. So this isn't my first time I've encountered missing pieces before, and to be honest, I've even had missing pieces in puzzles that were brand new. Check out this video and this video. But obviously, it's a much more common occurrence if you're using a secondhand puzzle. Whenever I encounter a missing piece, I always kind of like to try and gauge when did I figure out that something important was missing. It's usually a lot easier to tell when you've done sorting that you're missing oh, there's no more pieces in the blue tray. But with my spread everything out method, I actually didn't know on this one that I was missing pieces until, I don't know, within the last 10 pieces when they just didn't come together. So it didn't affect my overall experience doing the puzzle because I wasn't feeling dread as I was trying to find pieces, but it definitely tamped down the ta-da wow factor. Now, I'm not someone that frames puzzles on their wall. Maybe you are. Let me know in the comments. I always tear these things up as soon as I'm done with them and I make the video, but it's still cool to have a complete thing. And that just wasn't the case with this puzzle. Yes, it's 1,000 pieces, and I feel really proud that I did it. But really, with 3 missing pieces, it's only 997 pieces or thereabouts. So to me, the ta-da factor, it's a 5 out of 10. Aww. So to answer that burning question, is it worth it to buy puzzles secondhand? For me, the answer to that question is yes. I spend way more time communing with the puzzle, enjoying the picture, enjoying the hunt, than I do admiring it at the end. So worst case scenario, there's a few pieces missing. I'm gonna be all right. Now, if you're somebody who prefers everything to be pristine, feeling like you got the premium experience, or you're someone who likes to frame the puzzles you did at the end, definitely skip secondhand. It's not worth it for you. For me, part of the fun of the hunt is also the hunt of finding a great deal. And 1,000 pieces for $4, in my opinion, is a great deal. And for this particular puzzle and this particular picture, well worth the hours of fun I got for it. Now you can find super cheap secondhand puzzles at garage sales in your neighborhood or at thrift stores, or you can buy them from jennyjigsaw.com to buy the exact puzzles that I've used in these videos. Be sure to check it out. I promise I will do my best to tell you if they are missing any pieces. This one is. Know that if you buy this one. All right, help us out in the comments. What's your favorite place to get puzzle deals? Are you somebody who's cool with secondhands? Or do you prefer to get all your puzzles shiny and new? Now, I've still got one more garage sale puzzle to do. This one's even more of a steal, so make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and have liked this video to make sure you don't miss out on that one. Was I too harsh on the missing pieces on this guy, or not harsh enough? Can't wait to read your responses, and I'll see you at my next video.